Startups don't fail because the idea was bad. They fail because the process was broken. Too many founders burn years of effort, waste tens of thousands in funding, and sacrifice sleep, sanity, and relationships only to realise that they never actually had product market fit. The brutal truth? Most innovators crash and burn not because they weren't clever, but because they skipped critical validation steps that could have saved them. But what if there was a way to drastically increase your odds of success? What if you had a roadmap, a repeatable process that reduced risk at every step? This is the launch formula, and it's not a theory. It's a proven framework used by real-world startups and innovators to move from an idea to scalable market success. And best of all, we put the entire framework into a free interactive web tool. You'll find the link in the description. So stay with me for the next 12 or 14 minutes, as this might be the most valuable quarter hour of your startup journey. Welcome to That Product Market Fit Guide podcast, a community where we talk all things product market fit, specifically for innovators. I'm your host, Trevor Holmes. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go and get into it. I'll share my screen now and I'll see you on the other side. So what is the launch formula? Imagine your innovation journey as a series of validation points, as you can see along this pathway here. Each stage on this roadmap is a checkpoint. If you validate, you advance. If not, you pivot. If it's a dead end, you exit before you bleed more time and cash. The goal? De-risk every stage as you're moving along the journey. At each stage, we're asking specific questions and doing specific actions, not to tick boxes, but to prove you're ready to move to the next phase. It's the difference between guessing your way to market and knowing with confidence that your product is going to land. From the idea, the first step is conceptualization of your idea and where product market fit may exist. This is where every startup should begin, but most don't. The purpose is simply to conceptualize answers to these questions so that before you start building and spending money, you have a concept of where you are heading, who you will need, and the potential investment required. To use this when you do get on the website, just click the validation point and it will take you down into the type of questions and statements that we're looking to answer. They're not the total that you would need to do, but they are good examples for what you're trying to achieve in each of these phases. Questions like, who's the target market? What problem are we solving? What's the job to be done? Refer back to previous episodes, starting with episode 1, if you're new with us today. This is your hypothesis phase, where clarity is currency. If you skip this, you're building on quicksand. Think about Airbnb. They didn't start with a booking empire. They validated by offering an air mattress in a stranger's lounge. One market, one job, one clear pain point. In episode 4, AI, the secret to finding product market fit faster, we actually demonstrate how we use AI to find your niche sub-market, that green jelly bean jar for market entry. Check that out. With your conceptualization validated, you are clear to move on to the business case phase. Now you validate the economic logic. How big is the market? How many players? Let's check it out. What's the revenue potential? This is where you use the data from our AI tools, like the ones we use to find your niche sub-markets, to conduct your qualitative interviews and competitor analysis. Think Canva. They didn't try to beat Adobe outright. They validated an underserved segment, non-designers needing simple drag and drop tools. If your business case stacks up, then you're right to move on to phase 3, technical proof of concept. Now we prove it can be built, low cost, functional, feasible. Depending on whether you are building a physical product or a software solution, working with reputable service providers who understand this process will save you money. If you need help with who to use, yell out. We work with some fantastic providers who know how to get your technical solution to the market at the lowest cost and, importantly, validated. Now, this is not your MVP. This is your engineering, yes, it works checkpoint. But with this step validated, we can now get to the exciting part of making your idea come to life. It may not look pretty, but it will be the next phase, your minimum viable product. You're building to test adoption, not to impress investors. You need a defined MVP brief, early adopters to test, legal services now, branding and IP preparation. During this phase, you will also be building a clear go-to-market strategy. Dropbox did this with a video before the product even existed, and 70,000 people signed up. Now, validation point 5 is your early adopters program. Check out episode 9 of this channel to dig deeper into how to win from your early adopter program. You're not selling, you're validating product market acceptance, messaging, pricing models, emotional and social jobs to be done. As you can see from this timeline, as we're progressing through each of these validation points, we are de-risking all the way along the journey. With your early adopter program complete, we're ready to go into the real world and actually sell for real. But we aren't silly enough to put your brilliant idea out to anyone. No, we're looking for those special people within your niche submarket who just love to take on innovative ideas. Yes, you already have some in your early adopters, and they will be great voices in spreading the word. But even so, don't be in too much of a hurry or too much of a rush just for everyone. This next stage really is about going into being very selective about who you are focusing on selling to. And that's those people who love innovations. These are the early movers within your green jelly bean jar. And this is a real reason why you should subscribe, because in a later episode, we're going to showcase our new market intelligence platform, which uses AI to help you find the specific people and companies who have the highest probability of meeting your ideal customer criteria. So keep an eye out for that. Now, also during this phase, you're still likely refining product performance and solidifying revenue. Now you can expand your research into attacking your niche submarket beachhead and prepare for the early majority market. Clayton Christensen calls this the moment when disruptors begin to threaten incumbents. So tread wisely. Now we are ready to go into the early majority market with full force and confidence. You're scaling fast. Key priorities: volume marketing, onboarding at scale, embedding the product market fit principles and assessments in the culture of your organization, expanding segments, strengthening governance and forecasting. You're a real functional business, and if all the validation steps have been followed well, your expansion should be solid. If not, identify why not and go back through the steps and identify where you've gone wrong. And now, as a winning business, you're ready to hit the majority market. You've crossed the chasm. Now it's about global scale, exit strategy preparation, enterprise consolidation, corporate structuring. The key lesson from all this: you can hope your idea works, or you can follow a proven commercialization strategy that gives you product market fit, even as you are moving and expanding from your green jelly bean beachhead and into other market segments. You have clarity, traction, and confidence before you even spend a fortune on scale. The launch formula reduces your risk with every step. Whether you're at the idea stage or already building, this framework will help you de-risk your innovation, focus your market entry strategy, and move with momentum. Don't forget to click the link in the description for access to your free interactive launch formula that I've just demonstrated for you. Subscribe if you're serious about getting product market fit, and share this episode with fellow founders or innovators. It could save them costly mistakes. Drop me a comment on what you learned from this episode. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode. Ciao for now.